Are you currently feeling unwanted and disconnected from your wife? Are you seriously concerned about the direction that your marriage is going in? Well, brother, you're in the right place. Today I'm going to be covering the 7 signs that your marriage is in trouble, and more importantly, what you need to do to get a handle on it. Now, if we haven't met each other before, my name's Luke Finn and I help dads avoid unnecessary divorce and reignite the relationship with their wives. Now make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel and smash that bell button to be notified each Tuesday when I release a new video. And make sure to stick around to the end of this video to get the opportunity to enroll in my free masterclass. In the free masterclass, you'll get to diagnose your marriage and learn what it's going to take to reconcile and discover the #1 hidden roadblock currently preventing you from reconciling with your wife. So with all that being said, let's dive right in. So the first sign that your marriage is in trouble is when you keep having the same fights over and over again. So guys, having fights is a normal part of having a healthy relationship. It can actually be great for the passion. You know that feeling when you've had a fight with your wife and you come to a resolution together, how it can be great and reignite your sex life? That fights in itself are not a problem. The problem comes when it's the same fight over and over again and the problem's not being resolved. This causes serious problems in the relationship because these fights are eroding the emotional safety. Emotional safety is the foundation to any great relationship. So every time that you're fighting with your wife, you're eroding this emotional safety, which is basically getting you guys drifting apart and not being able to connect. Now, in any good relationship, you have two-way communication where you guys are resolving issues. When you're having recurring fights, what's happening is your wife doesn't feel like that these issues are going to get resolved, and at some point she starts stonewalling you, she doesn't talk to you, and this is when real problems happen. Now, I've got a completely separate training on how to eradicate fights in your marriage. I'm going to link it up above. You can watch that training, how you can bring peace to your home and eradicate fights. The second sign that your marriage is in trouble is when you're putting your kids first. This is the most common problem that most couples do. You love your kids and you want the best for them, but what you end up doing is you end up putting them on a pedestal, that they're #1, that their needs need to be met, and what happens is your relationship just gets put on the back burner. So you neglect the relationship because you've got so much to focus on. You've got to focus on your kids, your job, and everything else that's going on. You've got lots of stressors and you don't have time to focus on the relationship. Guys, this is horrendous. You're doing your kids a disservice by putting them first. The best way you can show up for your kids is by showing them what a loving and intimate, supportive relationship looks like with your wife, because when they grow older, they'll know what to look for in their partners, rather than what you're currently doing is putting the kids first. They don't see mom and dad talking very much. They're seeing the fights. They're seeing that you're not being very affectionate with one another. And kids pick up on all of this, guys. It affects them. So you really need to put your relationship first and put your kids second. Now, you want to, obviously, you don't say this to the kids. You love your kids and you let them know that you're #1, that you love them loads. But you and your wife come to agreement where relationship is #1 and the kids come afterwards, okay? Now, the third thing is, the third sign that you're in trouble in your marriage is when there's a lack of sex. When you first met your wife, wasn't the sex crazy? Weren't you having a good time, right? Then all the stresses happen in life, right? You guys got married, you had kids, no time for each other. Maybe you have financial issues. You've got all these pressure going on in your life. And this causes a lack of sex. This is a serious issue, guys. Right now, you might be only having sex once a month, once every second month. I've worked with clients where they hadn't had sex in a year. So this is a really big problem that's happening to dads, where they get married, they're providing for their family, but they disconnect from their wife. The wife doesn't feel that connection, and the sex life just drops off, right? Now, I'm here to tell you today, guys, that it does not have to be this way. You can have an amazing sex life. You can be having sex many times a week, but you gotta focus on it. You gotta focus on your relationship. Now, I've created a different training where I cover the 4 steps on how to reignite your sex life. Check up above. I'm gonna link that up above where you can watch that training. Now, #4, the 4th sign that your marriage is in trouble is when the playfulness is gone. When you first got with your wife, right? When you're having fun, going out, there was lots of laughter, you'd just be laughing for no reason, and you'd enjoy each other's company. But now, because you've got all these stresses in your life and you got the kids, life just got real. But you don't want to be showing up like that, guys. When life turns into a grind, that's horrendous, and it causes a problem in the relationship where you just focus on all the problems rather than going out and having a good time. You want to bring the playfulness back, where you're having a good time, spending time with each other and laughing. If the playfulness is gone now, guys, which is, I would say, in the majority of marriages, it's a red flag. It's a big problem. You need to bring the playfulness back and start enjoying each other's company again. Now, the fifth sign that your marriage is in trouble is when she's always stuck on her phone. Like, we got her on the phone and she's just scrolling. You sit down at dinner, she's scrolling on her phone. This is a serious sign that she is trying to escape. It's escapism. She'd rather go on her phone and get her dopamine kick from going on the phone and scrolling and feeling connected with other people rather than being in the home with you, with the kids. It's a very common issue, and you'll see it anywhere when you go out. You'll see so many people, so many parents stuck on their phone rather than connecting with their partner and their kids. It's horrendous, guys. You don't want to end up like this. It's a serious problem, and it's escapism, and it's not the solution. I've also created a separate training on this, on how to help her kick that habit when she's addicted to her phone. So I'm going to link that above as well, so you can learn what you need to do to get her attention off the phone and back on you. All right? Now, the sixth sign that your marriage is in trouble is when you feel that a wall is between the two of you, right? You guys have had lots of fights, they're not getting resolved, and what you'll feel is in the past, you used to be able to talk to her about anything, right? Anything and everything. You felt heard, you knew that she was there for you, you felt that support, and now you feel like things are not being talked about, right? You feel like there's a distance there, and there's that wall between you, that there's certain topics that are not allowed to be discussed. You're kind of walking on eggshells. This is very dangerous, guys. This is a serious red flag. You're moved actually further close to where she might tell you that she's not in love with you because there's more and more emotional disconnect, right? The emotional safety has been eroded in your relationship, and now you're feeling that wall. That is a serious, serious red flag, guys. You need to do something to actually reconnect with your wife and get the communication lines open. Now, I've created a separate guide. You'll find it down below in the link, down below in the description, where you can find a communication guide that can get you to open up the communication with her, speak from your heart, and start finding solutions. So if you'd like that communication guide, you can find it down below in the description. Now, the seventh sign, the final sign that your marriage is in trouble, is when you're not spending time together. So your wife is more so interested in spending time with her friends, going out, spending time with the kids, but there's like no time with you. Big red flag, guys. You need to spend time together. Time, it's like one of the most simple things to do, but it seems to be something that so many dads suffer with. I hear this a lot. No time together. You need to spend time together so you can rebuild the emotional safety, so you can have that time for connection. And if you're not spending time with your wife at the moment, it's a red flag and you need to do something about it. All right, guys. So I promised you to get, at the end of this video, you get the opportunity to enroll in my free masterclass. In the masterclass, you're going to get to learn about the behaviors that are currently wreaking havoc in your marriage and how to eradicate them. You're going to also discover the number one reason why your wife is checked out of the marriage. Now, if you want to sign up for that masterclass, the link is down below in the description. Sign up for the masterclass and start making progress in your marriage today. And finally, if you haven't done so yet, I want to invite you to my free marriage support group for dads Facebook group. This is a wonderful community of dads who are committed to creating an unbreakable marriage. The link is down in the description. I look forward to seeing you on the inside. Congratulations on making it to the end of this video. I would love to know, have you experienced any of these 7 signs? Let me know down in the comments which of these 7 signs you've been experiencing in your marriage. Now, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and smash that bell button to be notified each Tuesday when I release a new video. Now, with all that being said, I look forward to seeing you on the next video.